My name is Miss Natasha. I hope you all are doing well. I am an author, educator, and speaker, and also happen to be authentically autistic. Join us in finding out why we decide to create instead of hate. So, if you can please introduce yourself to all of the lovely people.
Hello, everybody. My name is Charmaine Campbell, also known as Miss Maine. I am an autism advocate. Um, I am a CEO of a very important company called TLC Hub, which is Thrive and Learning Centers. And we are a center that supports and facilitates education for parents and families of those in the autistic sector. And that's one of the many things I do, but that's what we're here to talk about today.
Wowie wow. I when I was young, I don't think those words were ever uttered. They just knew I was different.
Yeah.
So it was like or I was weird, or I was spoiled, or I was like they made up all like
Some type of name.
yeah,
Yeah, label.
yeah, yeah. And then afterward you start living up to it because that's all you know.
That's what you, yep.
Right? So I decided to start thinking about myself in my own way and figuring out what that looked like and building something like this to empower others who may be in some sorts of I guess middle time mid time with their I don't know how to describe it what I'm trying to say. um
It's almost like you're in an unknown realm.
there there you go. There you
Yeah.
go, and you're trying to navigate through it, and that it looks like all sorts of kind of ways until you figure out which way suits you. So thank you
Mm-hmm.
for that one.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to get started on the questions. And the first one is, what did the industry you're in choose you, or did you choose the industry?
um, I think I chose the industry not knowing I chose it. Um, I've always been in children's lives as long as I can remember. I was a baby taking care of babies, a young lady taking care of babies and other babies and young women, just always just always nurturing those who I felt were missing something, whether it be attention or affection or just involved in a lot of toxicity and not even knowing that they were there. So I was always gravitating to chatty.
Yeah.
That's what I was told. I'm always chatting. I was opinionated. And um, I really wasn't. I was labeled just like you. And at some point, I was very young and decided to say, no, I'm going to start top back. If I am ugly, you're ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Until I realized that, you know what? Wait a second. Mm-mm. I look good.
We're pretty.
So I really just took on the role. I started taking on the role. And then when I had kids and they started going to school, I saw like there was there was a space, an unused space. You were either this or that. And nobody was ever this or that. So yeah, I decided to be present in my children's lives when it came to school. Present in the classroom, in the hallway, in the principal's office, in the janitor's room, in the kitchen, wherever. Because if you saw me, you knew, oh, that's so and so's mom.
Mm-hmm.
There's that accountability. And I feel that they go hand in hand, and you never hear about education and accountability actually being in the same space. So that's where that's where oh that's where it came in for me like a light bulb. And I'm like, wait, my mom, I never felt that I was disconnected, even though everybody let me feel disconnected. My mom was a teacher. So if I didn't learn it at school, she was like, you have to learn it here. Here are all the encyclopedias from Reader's Digest. Start read. And they don't exist anymore.
I had to.
Start reading. Yeah, that's why I did this. So I really, you even asked me that. Nobody's ever asked me that before. And I would have said that the, I think it's a little bit of both. My energies just gravitate to it. And now I'm assertive and I'm an advocate in it because I don't have any other choice.
I never knew that there was black people that have autism. I never knew that there was people that may have the same sorts of traits, not the same, but the same sorts of traits and understand what it is that I struggle with.
Yeah, me
So
too.
it's lovely to see someone young and understanding like yourself that's doing something that I never really saw. So I think that intrigued me first and foremost just because what? Like there's a whole space.
Yeah,
Every time I thought of autism, I didn't see a space like yours.
not one. Not
Every
one.
time, go to here, go to there. Where's the money going? It's not going to spaces like yours,
Like mine.
which is vital.
And you said it, that place, like I was really thinking about it when you said it. And that's exactly where I feel I am, like in this unknown realm of space that requires navigation. And I see, you see, it's like X-Men and you see
Mm-hmm.
stars, you know, and you know that they need to be connected. You know that they are connected and nobody knows that they're connected with each other because there's
Correct.
nobody here.
Correct.
We're walking around like
Mm-hmm.
this. And no, me upon we it. No,
Right.
sir.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
It
let's
is
go.
hard to take in all at once because once you ask to see, and then you start to see it, it's kind of overwhelming. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, this is so intermountably huge, but your chunks of the the chunks you're taking digging out from it is going to benefit for later on when other people open, and then it just will build into something like huge. That's how I'm looking at it, as opposed to, oh, this is too big for me. It's not.
Yeah.
No, it's you're able because
Working.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So I really do thank you for like listening listening to that uh being outer and inner, having that outer and inner health, and even just taking the one time, two times to say, you know what, I got this, let me continue on.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So yeah, sorry, go ahead.
trying not. I'm trying not to cry.
Oh no.
Oh,
And if you know what, and this should just be your tears of joy because you have gotten through, like you have gotten through all of the things,
yeah.
right? And it's hard also as well because we're put on this, you don't feel, you're not allowed to feel, you're not allowed to stop and say, hey, wait a minute, stop, whoa,
Yeah.
stop. I said this for 5.5 years. I'm waving the white flag, can't you see it?
Yes.
Stop.
Yes.
Right. And it wasn't like, and it's still, I'm still waving it, but
You're
it's just
waving.
not as like
It's
vigorous,
not.
you
It's
know.
not as like. It's not as reflective. You'd upon some like. All right. Anybody who's
Mm-hmm.
weary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, honey. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I have to educate them. So, and I'm educating anybody around me. And I'm fully understanding now how important this role as a parent really is. So I've shifted a lot of where I've been trying to help those who are in need and on an autistic level, even on the spectrum, because I mean I am as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have anybody there to help navigate me. So I'm really looking at the
Mm-hmm.
parents now. So here, let me help you here. I know you're frustrated. I know you don't even know where to begin. I know you're still crying. I
Mm-hmm.
know you're still unsure, but you know what? All of that never matters for this little body
Mm-hmm.
that is already ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the notion of other people putting on the label of, oh, the child should be here or should be there.
Be
That's
doing,
such
yeah.
pressure you're putting on yourself and the putting on the child and putting on yourself when what are they I wrote this like what are they capable of first before you look at what they can't do.
Can't
That
do.
that was where
Yeah.
I wrote down because it's like you're supposed to look at it that way.
Anyway.
Supposed to look at it that way and educators are not doing that, and
Yeah.
parents are just taking on what the educator says
Yeah.
versus what are you getting off of that child that's showing that they could maybe it just has to be done in a different way.
How about this? What do you actually know to teach? What do you know
Mm.
to teach? Just because you went to school, just because whatever, because everybody who is a teacher didn't necessarily go to school to be a teacher. They went to school to be a physicist or an engineer or whatever the case is. And now you're a teacher. But what do you know? Because
Wow, man.
if you cannot look at an individual and know that the things that would work, you would require you to assess on that person before you could have them actually regurgitate what you are giving them is so like the lines. Okay, so
Man,
you can read and write. Thanks for the reading, writing, and math. We all know that's clear and concise. It does not take 12 years to teach reading, writing, and math. I'm just putting that out there.
mm-mm-mm.
Just saying that. There's so much missing. There's so much missing. You like to
Man.
call it street smarts? That's required. Okay, it's social smarts. If it's not there, how about financially how to survive? It's not there, it does not exist. Cultural differences does not exist. And okay, we're gonna anyway, let me
Yeah, you're giving me all that fire right now, and I'm just like,
let me
whoa.
back up for a second. Don't get too hot in here.
Yeah, yeah, and oh man, it's all of that. It's all of that, and I'm glad that there are people like yourselves, but I wish for the governing bodies to see that people like yourselves are vital within as a
There's
partner in education. You know, that's it.
that's
That's
not
it.
possible.
Yeah, yeah,
Not possible.
yeah,
It's not at this point.
yeah. No.
We have an education system that has been in its position for how many years?
How many
Hun
eons?
Yeah, okay. And I could come with as many ideas as I'd like to, but
Yeah,
what happens is I address my idea and they say, okay, well, that's a great idea, but here are the reasons we can't do it right now.
right, right,
And then, surprise, they've come up with something brand new that did not involve me, which
right.
happened. Yeah.
Many
So
a
how,
times.
yeah,
Yeah,
you cannot deliver the right information. That what do they know to teach?
they don't know anything, and that's where they could pay someone like you so much attention so then they can be able to build out something grand and great,
Yeah.
and you would be able to pick out the people who would be able to expand on that regardless of the sector, if it's
Yep.
heal, if it's whatever,
Never.
if it's and I call out that one because that they say that's the worst culprit, but it's just a more in your face version than all the
And
rest, right?
yeah, yep,
So
it is.
I don't know. There was a statement that a young woman made yesterday, and she said she would, if she could change something about the school in grade school, she would change the way she was handled.
See?
And I was like, man,
Wow.
oh, I was like,
It brought you back.
yeah, and more than once,
Yeah.
grade school, high school, college, university.
Yep.
University
All.
almost brought me down. College almost brought me down. I decided to create instead of hate. And I
Yeah.
went around the school and started doing the interviews in written form.
Okay.
And I
See
went
that?
to all sectors of the places where they thought that I wouldn't belong. I went there to ask them the same types of questions.
Yes. Okay. And
Right?
look how fast you got answers.
Well, yes.
Not necessarily what you wanted to hear, but
Right.
answers, because
Right.
that's how we started with a conversation, not
Right.
just
Right.
right.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, well, I'll leave that there. I'll go on to the next one.
You know we could do this all day, right?
Yeah, I'm noticing. I'm noticing. um, did you go to college or university for your current position? So just I guess just a knowledge level of did you just I just learned that there was a ref who was like in a different field and he just went to refing in the NBA instead.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't remember what he did if it was a lawyer or some sort of thing, but
Oh
something
yeah,
like
that's
that and
right. He was an NBA football player, and now he is a lawyer.
something like this. And it's like,
Mhm.
hey, if this is the type of thing that someone had switched from one to the next, I want to know about it. So I'll repeat the question just in case. Did you go to college or university for the current position?
No,
Mm.
absolutely not. I actually I was focused from before high school. Music was my field. I went to a high school that was specifically a school of the arts, so I could focus and major on music, and I did that all throughout high school. Outside of school, I was still doing music things, but I also had a family started coming, so that life just was not, and I was not in a space, so I became a mom, and the mom brought me into education. The momhood brought me into being an educator.
That's so
So
nice. That's such a like. See, that's why I asked because it's such a so interesting how our lives can be lived in different ways, but still intersect.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I felt like with music, it's embedded. It's something that I've been doing since I was a baby, but I didn't see the support that I thought I needed. So I let it,
Yeah.
I went to work.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, went to school, went to work, became a robot,
Yep.
and then I saw that my child's being disconnected, and I was like, okay, mm, I felt the same trend that my child was feeling at school. I felt in the corporate world,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even realize it that I became this self advocate that was just the different one, the odd one, the weird one, and the talk back one. And I'm like, I wasn't talking back.
No.
Like, you asked a question and I didn't agree, like, or you made a statement and I didn't agree, and
Yep.
I said I didn't agree, and you just didn't like that because I look like this, that I was responsive, and my child was going to the exact same thing. So yeah, exit system. Bye. I got out of there because it wasn't my space. I could never be myself.
Yep. Yep. Man, I've had the same experiences, and so I just left in 2016 and then went to school and then had those same experiences, and then I was like my mental wellness wasn't so great,
Great. Yeah.
and then I just decided, I gotta think about what's like uh de uh deprogramming the system. I'm still in that mode right now, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of it's like gone and just building upon what I know is correct
You know. Yep.
in
Good for
all
you.
the spaces, all of the spaces,
All of
faith,
them.
everything,
Yep.
my the way I eat and what I eat,
And
all of that, all
all of
everything.
that.
So
Matters.
I think like it's powerful when you start to understand the notions that that's being spread, and how like that's not what we were built for.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
So let's seek that out. Like that's the tool, right?
Mhm.
Where does your vision lie? Like what is your purpose in yourself? How do you love yourself?
Mhm.
Because that's where it starts, you know? In this spirit, where does it take you? Not just this complacent ideal of, well, you got to hurry up everything.
Mhm.
There's nothing to hurry up.
Mhm. I'm listening to a story about worry and how like it can consume you, using
Yeah,
so much energy for it, and it's actually like you don't need to do that,
no.
because whatever you're gonna do today, you do the best you can today, and then worry and then go on to the next. So I think like if anyone can understand it in a more like, you're gonna prepare for things, but you're not gonna worry about it. Wait, I can't hear you. I
The
think you're back
sound.
now. Oh, okay, there.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good.
I'll go to the next one now. How do you navigate hope?
Wow. Um, I think it's all around me. I
Mm,
navigate it with my children. They're the legacy. And I mean, I think giving up is easy. Especially as a parent, it's very easy to just plug out.
mhm,
And they're my reason, they're my hope that this becomes what it's supposed to be, which is it's going to,
mhm,
because it has no other choice.
mhm,
Yep. An empty space is filling very fast. My hope lies in that they will be able to not go through the levels of struggle and intensity that we went through, not knowing we were going through it.
mhm.
So, yeah, I'm vivid and open with them. And that is the hope, no matter what, because time always reflects everything, no matter what we do. So, if lessons start, lessons continue. We learn as long as we live. So, you know,
And that's a
when you
fact.
were 12 and 13 years old and things were affecting you to the deepest because people had chat you, or you lost your friend, or there was something put on you. The only thing that can deflect that is time.
Mhm,
So we take the lessons and we just keep on moving, and that's my hope, that they watch and they can see. They've watched me work. They've
mhm,
watched me fight for myself. They've watched me fight for them. They've watched me step back. They've watched me be patient. They've watched me be silent. They've watched me stop being silent.
mhm,
They watch me be me. This is
mhm,
me. So
mhm.
that's anybody who knows and sees and comes in is like, man, she's still like that. Yes, still like this and always going to be like this, because it needs that. They need to see the importance of what passion actually looks like. And that
Yeah.
is they are the purpose of my hope, that this is going to move. I can move through this, just like we moved through the pandemic.
Mhm,
2 years, baby.
mhm.
2 years we did this. So anybody who said they can't get through anything, we all got through it.
Wow, there you go. There you go.
Lessons, they're always
Yeah,
there.
exactly. People who say they can't get through anything, they've gone through this. That's right. That is
No
right.
matter what they did. Maybe you didn't like it. Maybe it wasn't fun.
Right.
Maybe we were, anything could have happened. You're still here. We're still
Mhm.
here. You still have
Mhm.
to pay your taxes, them. So never mind. Okay.
Right. Right.
Ain't nobody tell you stop it. Like, yo, well, you can't do it. You still got to pay your taxes. So if the taxes, that's when you should worry. Okay.
Yeah.
That's when you should worry. When there's nothing for you to provide for this government, then that's when you should worry. Otherwise, you'd be all right. They've
Right.
done this lots of times, just in different ways, in different formats. So if you can ride through this, we must can ride through anything.
Right. I
Yep.
love that way you said it. All right. So, how do you maximize the return on your time?
I'm still learning that one.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still learning that one. Yeah. I think I've always been a mom first. I've
Yeah.
always been family first. So it was easy for me to use my family and my kids as an excuse
Mm-hmm.
for why I don't progress through things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still learning to understand what it is to organize my time, organize myself so that I'm in a good space. That means me sleeping, me, like you said, like I eat totally different now, eating
Mm-hmm.
well. Just time to give my mind its own space.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I don't like giving your mind time is not sleeping. I think people,
Right.
they kind of put the two in one. But when
Mm-hmm.
I give myself all that, I understand maximizing my time is just giving space for the things that this can move the way that it's supposed to. And I'm still learning that.
I agree. I agree. That sounds like proper and
I'm
real.
I'm being
Yeah.
honest. I could if I was maximizing my time right now to its fullest degree, we'd be talking in a different space right now.
Right.
We would be. I probably wouldn't have met like all the amazing people I've met in the last 2 years.
Right. I think
So
same. Yes. Same. I would say yes because and that means like you were doing that. It's just in a different way.
slow
It's
to
more about
pace.
rapport building. More about rapport building and for me we were all missing some of that
Yeah,
and the real ones just came
that's you
like you
got it.
know
Yeah,
without us even like looking around too
looking
hard. It just
around to
came.
see. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were like, it's almost like we were all gathered in a circle. Like, okay, you, all right.
Right.
Yeah,
Seriously, like I honestly could say like even with the neurodiversity summit, that's exactly what happened.
yeah.
And it's all people from all over the world. I've
And
never
now
thought, that
that
could
you
happen.
would be able to that
Yeah.
you could reach like that.
Yeah. No, I never thought. Little old me, I'm just a nerd from Canada.
No.
From the T dot, that nothing too fancy.
Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
that's very fancy.
But it is
Yeah,
exactly. It
it
is.
is.
It is. Um. So, may I ask, how does your company or business orchestrate organizational integrity?
Okay. Um, through transparency.
Mm.
That's like if anything that I've learned when I started this, I was a little bit stiff collar, like just
Mm-hmm.
trying to be astute and professional and, wanting to be able to fit
Mm-hmm.
into categories.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the best way for me to deliver myself is just be myself. And
Mm-hmm.
it took me a long time to just, you know, be uncomfortably comfortable.
I love that. I always say that too.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
This is like this is
Uh,
uncomfortable for me. But
yeah.
you don't know me, you're like, yo, she just look, she just yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That is it. Yep.
Yeah. That's how I keep mine. That's the only way I know how to keep this space um with integrity. That's the only way I know how. So anybody I invite in this space, they have to know that if you're not gonna be real, it's gonna get pointed out. It has to be just like I expect the same.
Right.
sometimes I'm too much for somebody. Well, then
Right. I'm
the only
always
way I'm
that.
gonna know that is if you let me know. So
Right.
if you,
No.
yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
and
let you know though. They just talk.
which is odd. I guess because I'm in this without labels, I'm in a world of autism. That's how I feel. And in my world of autism, it's whatever's clever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's whatever. As much as there's structure and routine, like it's almost like the opposite,
Yep.
because when your mind I'm sure, Natasha, when your mind takes you to do whatever, you're like, yeah, well, this is what's happening right now because this is where I need to be.
Always.
So
Always.
that's always, always. So this little world that I'm in, that's how it moves. And if you cannot come direct or correct, then that's totally it's going to be on you that it's going to be delivered this way. And I'm also learning how to deliver
Your
myself
spiel. Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit more calmer.
Yeah. Yeah. I have that tendency as well. So it's just about, yeah, and when it comes, you don't know and you want to be prepared, but it's like,
There.
you caught me when I'm not prepared. Right? So,
It's so true. It's hard. So I'm really on the space of, look, I'm not intentionally trying to hurt anyone, but sometimes my
exactly.
delivery comes up the way that it is because that's a space that I've always known. It was a harsh world, man.
Yep.
It was harsh. Look on
Yep.
that ugly pitney there.
Yep. Look at this.
What
Yep.
should I do with that? Okay, well,
Yeah.
I learned just to try and be empathetic
Yeah. Yeah.
and keep that in there. Just make sure it's on my shoulders so I'm not offending who's in this space. Because it's
Right.
easy. It's easy. I've had clients who they're just expressing themselves to me, and I'll be like, okay, well, let's go back and look at the information that you just told me. Well, if in these spaces you forgot to look at this and forgot to look at all these things, I mean, this is why you feel you're a bad parent. Nobody's a bad parent.
Right.
You can feel like a bad parent because you were ignorant.
I
That's
would,
what
yes,
ignorance is, lack of information.
that's correct.
So yeah, that's why I say that education and accountability is huge, because what happens is it's easy to just beat ourselves up for not seeing what you feel is obvious. But it's obvious now because you have more information,
That's right.
right? Yeah. So it is. It's always just the rewiring
Constant,
constantly. Yeah.
constant rewiring, daily, even hourly sometimes.
Yep. You're right.
So it's really like that minimal point in time where that small thing happened, then you got to pull yourself back, click on which cartridge you're gonna answer cartridge, and then figure out if you may be and you may go too fast and it might be the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like next
Absolutely.
time I have to make sure I go slower so I can pick it whilst this person's right in front of you.
In front of you. Yeah. Whew.
I don't know, but
Yep.
I'm glad that like you're at the space where you can understand, and if it happens, you know how to deal with it for the aftermath, as
Yep.
opposed to even yes, we could all try to predict what's gonna happen, but we don't know,
No. And
right?
we're
So it's,
human.
yeah,
We're human with
yeah,
human instincts and human responses and human emotions, and like we're emotional beings, like,
yeah,
so I'm just conscious on that a little more now.
yeah. Well, thank you for that one. And so I'm just gonna now go into talking about or just talk giving a bit of in, information about what Crepe Don't Hate is,
Okay.
and then afterward I'd like for you to maybe just say a couple words if you have any to give, or and where people can get a hold of you.
Okay.
Okay. So CreateDon'tHate was born out of frustration, the frustration of individuals hating on people like me with differences. We started a movement of hope courage, love, to build community and connection in the process. Create Don't Hate is a real practical way of giving hope to those who have been muted and shut down because of just being who they are. Create Don't Hate is an anthem that I would play to get through the tough times. Uh, and I want to just thank you for being a part of this. I really appreciate you and what you're doing, and I hope that we can just live like real people the way we're supposed to live, and know that we don't have to worry about taking care of our family because we've built something so big that it's not it'll take care of itself.
Yes, come on. I love that. Yes.
So yeah, I will give you the floor now before I end the recording.
Okay. So you can reach me, TLC Hub, at www.tlchub.ca. That's TLCHUB.ca. You can email us at info@tlchub.ca. You could call me on the phone at 437-236-9932. You can find me on Instagram at TLC Hub. Um, and you can find me running around Rogers Road, St. Clair Ave, in any of school systems right now. I'm actually really putting myself to be able to be more present there. But any parents out there who feel that, they feel misplaced, you're not sure where your children are sitting in school, if you need support in those areas, I'm your girl to head up, okay? We're doing parent counseling, and all of our programs are associating with life skills in support of your child, whether they be autistic or not, okay? Because that's where all of this starts, life skills. And those skills are not just taught to your children, they are taught to you so that you can reincorporate what we teach and we can make real developmental gains. Your mind has to shift as much as you want your child's to. And that's that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was so wonderful getting to know you and what you do. And I
Thank
hope
you.
that you can have a wonderful week. So thank
I
you.
plan on it. And thank you so much, Natasha. I so appreciate you. You are beyond exceptional human being, and we need to see more women like you out here doing exactly this. Please, if you haven't done it yet, you need to purchase her book, Exceptionally
Yes,
You.
yes.
It's right there next to her head, right there. You can see it. Yeah. The book is fire. You need Everybody needs it on their bookshelves. If you have children, your child needs to read this book so that they can be socially responsible and accountable for the people and friends that they have, because everybody's got something that they have to deal with mentally, and that's the book to read.
Thank you.